Welcome into CSM Field for a showdown between the Menlo Park Legends and the Sonoma Stompers. I'm Nate Martin. Today I'll be joined by Victor Martinez, kind of our go-to data guy, good with the TrackMan, good with all the baseball knowledge. Victor, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great, Nate. How are you?
Doing good. Ready for a fantastic evening of baseball. It's the Legends and the Stompers. Only played each other once. Sonoma beat Menlo Park, but now back home. Menlo.
And you know what's great, Nate? It's a rematch. We're getting another version of this game where we saw it last time in Sonoma. The Stompers won last time. Now we get the Legends. Richard Keel, Destin Allen Fox again. Waiting for some baseball. Beautiful day.
I feel like we do get a lot of beautiful days here at CSM. Not too hot. Wind blowing through the outfield.
Stompers, the right fielder, number 30, Jack Scary.
As we begin the first pitch. Coming up for Sonoma, it'll be Jack Scary, the right fielder. And on the bump for Menlo Park, it's Richard Keel. First pitch underway. Misses the zone, ball one. Keel, as you mentioned, Victor, this is his second time playing the Stompers. Last time around, pitched 5 1/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, struck out 6, and earned a loss.
Yeah, and last time out, it was kind of a struggle for him going past the 5th inning. At Sonoma, the ball kind of flies a little bit, especially to right field. It's a smaller park. Gave up 2 home runs. Just looking to bounce back here in a bigger park, a pitcher's park, I would say. So looking for Keel to have a good one today.
And as you mentioned, it is kind of a pitcher park. And even though it is short outfield walls, that's really because of the wind in the outfield. We were talking a bit about it yesterday. The ball just stops. It doesn't travel that far. As that misses the zone, Keel gets behind early, 3-1.
And you see Keel right there kind of just pitching inside. It's something that the Legends have really wanted to do all year. Keel, especially a guy that has a lot of arm side runs, so he really will play inside.
See if he goes to it again. 3-1 pitch. Going foul, tracking his Felch. And he won't be able to get that one. He kind of saw the wind there, just carry the ball. Felch, not usually playing first base. That's where he is today. You usually find him kind of roaming in the right field. So it'll be full count here to Scary. Keel already walks the first man.
Oh, and you see him go right back in there inside. Oh, and the umpire says he goes around.
So the call is changed on the field. It'll be a strikeout to start the day for Keel.
And that's a great pitch by Keel. Like I said, a lot of arm side run on his pitch, so he's going to go right inside.
First baseman, number 8, Luke Rossi.
And he gets that swing and a miss right there.
Keel been kind of the ace pitcher of the Legends staff this year, working with a 1.76 ERA. One of the top strikeout guys in the CCL as well. As that misses the zone, 1-0. It's now Luke Rossi to the plate. First baseman today for the Stompers, as we'll go through their lineup right now. Scary started things off. He was the right fielder. Now Luke Rossi to the plate. As that misses, brings the count to 2-0. Elijah Ramos at second baseman batting third. Tyler Hawley batting fourth. A.J. Carter, the left fielder, batting fifth. Jack Lazark DHing and batting sixth. As that finds his own 2-1. Followed by Kyler Zukowski in the 7 hole. Justice Brinson batting 8th. And Trent Abel closing things off, batting 9th. 2-1 here to Rossi. As he fouls that one off to even things up, 2-2.
And we're really seeing a different type of attack for Richard Keel. Usually it's been his go-to pitch has been the slider. He's throwing it about 70% of the time this year. So far we're seeing a lot of sinkers, and it's really interesting seeing his velos down a little bit here in this first inning. 77, 78, usually about in the low 80s there with that pitch.
2-2 pitch. And that'll load up the count once again. 3-2 here to the 2-hole hitter Rossi. But Keel struck out the last guy, despite getting himself into a bit of a hole. Looking to do so here again. 3-2, no one on, 1 down. That is hit high, foul ball. We'll Go back to the 3-2 pitch once again to Rossi. Played his college ball at USF, transferring now to this very field, CSM. So get used to this ballpark. 3-2 pitch once again. Goes to the similar spot inside, and that will be strike 3 looking.
And that is a beautiful front door slider from Richard Keel right there. Something that you really see the Legends do a lot is throw those off-speed pitches and off-speed counts. And he gets the strikeout right there, second of the day.
Got Rossi looking. So the first 2 batters go down. One swinging, one there. Backwards K looking. Now it'll be Elijah Ramos, the second baseman. First pitch. Finds his own, 0-1. Ramos plays his college ball for CSU Fullerton. Victor, if I'm not being mistaken, you were very familiar with that CSU Fullerton side.
Yeah, I've been there for a couple of years now. Very familiar with a lot of these guys, actually, a lot of Fullerton guys, so really excited to get to see them play today.
That is fouled off. Ramos gets behind very quickly, 0-2. This season, been one of the standout hitters for Sonoma. 326 average as that hit him.
Yeah, and that's a sinker that just kind of got away from Keel right there. A pitch that he's trying to go inside and just misses a lot arm side. So, looking to bounce back here, get this last out of the inning.
Batting fourth, third baseman, number 32, Tyler Holly.
As it'll be another righty here for the Stompers. Very righty start to the lineup here for Sonoma. Playing third base today, Tyler Holly. Plays his college ball also for CSU Fullerton. As they'll head back to first.
Yeah, and Holly's a guy that you really want to be very passive to. A guy that will hit mistake pitches and he'll hit them a long way.
Holly this year, 1 home run. That came against Menlo Park in their first meeting.
Yeah, and it was off Keel as well. A pitch that he went the opposite field with, so we're looking to be a little bit more passive here for Richard Keel against Holly.
And that is the place where you want to hit it if you're the righties, opposite field, especially if the runner on first looking to send him from first to third. 0-1 pitch here from Keel. Swing and a miss brings the count to 0-2 to Holly. But, as we saw last time, Keel got ahead 0-2 and then hit Ramos, which is why he's on first. Now not looking to repeat that against Tyler Holly. 0-2 pitch, goes back to first. Will be close, but runner will be safe.
Looked like the runner, Ramos, was kind of leaning right there, maybe going on a 2-strike count with your best hitter up. Definitely a situation where a lot of coaches will put the stolen base on.
So, it'll be the 0-2 pitch once again here to Holly. Gets away from him. Count is brought up to 1-2. Holly this year, working with a 317 average, OBP of 383. So a guy that can get on base. Swing and misses at that one. Keel starts the day with 3 strikeouts. When we return, it'll be Young Goldberg, Bilter, and Felch up for Menlo Park. Welcome back in here. Bottom of the first, Nate Martin here with Victor Martinez up on the press box. Leading things off here for Menlo Park, it's going to be Hayden Young-Goldberg, and on the mound for the Sonoma Stompers, it's Destin Allen Fox. First pitch. Hit by Young-Goldberg over to first, and that should be a quick out one. Young-Goldberg made it close, but Sonoma starts their day, one pitch, one out.
Batting second, right fielder, number 17, Evan Bilter.
As that'll bring up Evan Bilter, the right fielder. Allen Fox pitched against the Legends on their first matchup on the 7th of June. Went 4 innings, only gave up 1 run, but notably struck out 8 Legends hitters. I'm looking to repeat that result here as Evan Bilter steps up to the plate. First pitch. Drops into his zone, 0-1.
Yeah, Destin Allen Fox was really good last time around. Like you said, struck out 8 guys, and it just didn't really seem like the Legends could really pick up that uncomfortable arm angle he comes in at. Kind of a lefty slinger, so we'll see them now that they've seen him a couple of times, it'll be good for the Legends to maybe put up a couple runs against him this time around.
As they look at that one, 1-1. Kind of talking about it before the game, definitely the strength of this Legends team has been the lineup, especially the middle of the order. Bilter swings and misses at that one, 1-2.
And that was a good pitch right there, Nate. That's a good changeup. Definitely a pitch that gives the right-handed hitters a lot of fits. So if you're a kid out there, definitely the first pitch that I would try learning is the changeup. It's been one of the best pitches for Allen Fox this summer.
1-2. High ball 2. And then the other thing with the changeup, especially when you've been giving fastballs to Bilter the whole time, it's something that they're not expecting. It kind of starts off like a fastball and then drops a little bit, changes it up, as they call it. 2-2 here. Hit by Bilter to short. Trying to beat the throw, and he will be out at first. Play in the field made by Trent Abel. Over at short. That will be the second out of the inning. Allen Fox
Batting third, first baseman, number 9, Rowan Phelps.
getting his outs a little differently than last time with the help of his field. Play made by the first baseman, Rossi for the first out, and then it was Abel there for the second one. Brings up Rowan Felch here. One of the top hitters this summer for Menlo Park. First pitch. This is the zone, 1-0.
And we see Allen Fox go to the curveball right there, trying to get that first pitch strike on an off-speed pitch. Maybe change something up a little bit. 3-hole hitter, you want to be a little bit more cautious here with Rowan Felch at the plate.
Felch this season, 259 average, but was the player of the week this past week was the batter of the week last week for the Legends. Had some good games against Walnut Creek. 1-1 pitch here. Swung on and missed, 1-2.
And that's a good curveball, set up by that low strike on the fastball right there that he got the previous pitch. He's looking for the fastball, he gets the curveball, swings and misses right over it.
And Fox has a 3-pitch mix. The fastball that's just a tad under 90. Changeup and curveball. We've seen all 3 this inning. And rings him up there with the fastball. 89 on the gun. It will be 1-2-3 for the Legends. When we return, Richard Keel returns to the bump looking to continue his excellent start to the day. Welcome back in here. Top of the second after the scoreless first. It was a pitcher's duel between Sonoma and Menlo Park last time out. And you got the same matchup, Keel and Alan Fox. Both of them having a fantastic start to their day. 4 strikeouts between the two of them. Keel responsible for 3. As it'll be A.J. Carter to the plate. As time is called. It'll be Carter, Lazark, and Zukowski for the Stompers. Carter, in fact, plays his college ball here at this field for the CSM Bulldogs. Looks at that one for a call, ball 1. So Keel, after the striking out 3 batters the first time out, you think he's going to keep rocking with the same approach here, right, as we head into the second inning?
Yeah, it's a different approach than we've seen from Keel before, but I think so far it's been working for him, so I don't really see a reason why he would switch up from it as he gets a strike right there on the sinker.
1-1 now to Carter. And not to say that the approach hasn't been the approach previously used, hasn't been working. One of the best pitchers in the entire league. He gets the swing and strike there. 1-2 now to Carter.
Yeah, like we said again, that changeup right there from Keel, really good, getting the batter to swing right over it right there.
Carter struggling a bit with the average, but has a 342 OBP on the season. Pop on the bat as well. He looks at that one, 2-2. Keel, 3-pitch mix. Mainly been using the sinker today. A little different than what we've seen, and now the sinker kind of gaining some velocity. That was 80 right there on that one. And gets the swing in. Strike 3. Faced 5 batters and has struck out 4 of them to start the day. What a beginning for Richard Keel.
Number 40, Jack Lazark.
As that brings up Jack Lazark.
Yeah, Nate, and that's a great pitch right there. Down and into a lefty on a slider. Usually you see that big sweepy slider that Keel has isn't really that effective to lefties. More effective against righties, like we saw Tyler Hawley just swing in the other batter's box. But right there, a great location from Keel. And he just continues to fill up the zone right there. First pitch strike on the sinker.
Keel looking to continue his fantastic start today. Jack Lazark now to the plate. Santa Clara playing DH today and swings at that one. 0-2. That was the slider once again. The other thing is that it is this slider is a little slower than other sliders that we see. I mean, for example, we've seen guys with sliders around the mid-70s in this league. That has hit hard to third base. And Lazark will be out at first. Play made by Nicholas Walsh, who's playing the hot corner tonight for the Legends. So that'll be out number 2. Brings up Kyler Zukowski.
Center fielder, number 15, Kyler Zukowski.
The center fielder today for the Stompers. Let's go through the Legends field right here. Catching and calling the signs to Keel. It's Caleb Hurd. First baseman will be Rowan Felch. Second base, Rice and Ujimori. Josh Quinn at short, Nicholas Walsh at third, and then from left to right in the outfield, it'll be Logan Musey, Hayden Jung Goldberg, and Evan Bilter. First pitch ball. That one misses the zone again, 2-0. Zukowski tempted at the swing, but held up. Heading the count here. Waiting the third pitch from Keel. 2-0. Goes inside with the sinker again. Brings the count to 3-0. He has gotten some calls on that strike on the inside of the plate with the sinker. But he's also missed a few times. Looks that one there for a called strike 1.
Yeah, and that's something you really see with Keel, a guy that sometimes can struggle with command, but it's really the dedication on the mound. He really likes to go back to pitches, especially after missing, so it's what makes him very effective on the mound at times, even when he's struggling with command.
And I think that is an important aspect of his game, is that he trusts himself to get, these outs. And you see guys, like maybe if they throw a bad pitch from, one of their pitches, they won't go to it again for a while, but Keel goes right back to it.
Yeah,
and time again.
And it keeps the batter thinking. I mean, you just, as that's ball 4 right there, you just throw a ball, you're not really thinking that you're going to see the exact same pitch, but Keel really trusts his pitches, and I think that's what makes him a great pitcher.
So, Zukowski walked with 2 outs. Brings up Justice Brinson, the catcher today for Sonoma. Plays his college ball over at Azusa Pacific. He's only really hasn't gotten a lot of action as the runner goes. Hurd throws offline, but gets the out anyways. What a play made by Caleb Hurd for the final out of the inning. So, Legends runner goes on, but he will be tagged out at second. When we return, it will be 4, 5, and 6. Crawford, Musey, and Hurd for the Menlo Park Legends. Welcome in here, bottom of the second. Legends looking to put the first runs on the board here, but they will have a tough time doing so against Destin Allen Fox. As it'll be Jordan Crawford here, the DH to the plate. First pitch. He will not find the zone, 1-0. Crawford had a tough day in the field, but scored a couple RBIs in the loss to Alameda.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how baseball goes sometimes. You have a bad day at some parts of your game, and then you have a good day at some others. So just looking for him to continue swinging the bat well and maybe making a couple improvements on the field and in the base pass, and I think Crawford will be all fine. Yeah,
you mentioned swinging the bat well. How about 467 on the season? OBP of 600, slugging 600. I'll let you do the math on that one. 1,200 OPS. Fouls that one off 2-0. 2-1 now, excuse me. 2-1 pitch here to Crawford. Plays his college ball over Mid-America Christian University. As he looks at that one for called ball 3. It'll now be 3-1 to Crawford.
Yeah, really curious to see if Crawford swings here. 3-1 count. I don't really think you're expecting that, especially as a leadoff hitter.
And holds up. Looks at that one. 3-2. Fastball finds the zone. Full count here to Crawford, the first man up. On deck, it'll be Musey and Hurd for the Legends. 3-2. Swinging, strike 3. Second straight strikeout for the pitcher, Alan Fox.
Number 23, Logan Musey.
And that's a great.
Another Las Vegas native here for the Legends. They have a few on the roster. They're away from Sin City. It'll be 1-0 to the outfielder. Musey swings at that one, evens it up, 1-1. This season, a little lower average, but he's got a great eye, OBP of 355. He hasn't had as much action as he would have liked in the lineup today. Third pitch. Held up, 2-1.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Nate, Musey hasn't really been playing. Sometimes when you haven't been playing, it's kind of tough for you to just...
2 here for the Legends. The Park A bit of a losing streak. They've lost their last two. Last night to the Merchants, and then on Sunday to the Crawdads, as that just misses the zone, 3-2. That one looked close to me, Victor.
Yeah, really close pitch right there. It kind of froze Musi on that big loopy curveball. I don't think Alan Fox is too happy right here. I would expect him to go back to something else. I don't think he's going to go back to the curveball here.
And we could be seeing a little bit something faster. Fastball here, comes in, misses his own. Musi draws another walk. It's what he can do.
And that's a good pitch from Alan Fox right there. It's a fastball at the knees. He's trying to freeze Musi right there, trying to get it to call it to strike.
The catcher, number 44, Caleb Hurd.
So now to the plate, Caleb Hurd.
And like we saw in that last pitch, didn't get the call. A little frustrated there, maybe a little frustrated with the umpire, but we're looking for him to bounce back here and maybe throw a different pitcher to Caleb Hurd on the first one.
Hurd waits, first pitch. Safe, high throw from Abel, but I don't think it would have mattered. It looked like the runner Musi would have made it anyways. So, first pitch, ball, 1-0, and now a runner in scoring position for the Menlo Park Legends.
And Musi picked a good pitch to run on right there, the changeup, a slower pitch, something that you could read really off the pitcher. Didn't get the call on the curveball, didn't get the call on the fastball. He's going to go to the changeup there, so great base running by Logan Musi.
And Musi does have a couple stolen bags this season for Menlo Park, as he thought about tagging third there instead. Will hold up at second as Hurd flies out to center field. Now to the plate, it will be Josh Quinn playing shortstop today.
The shortstop, number 7, Joshua Quinn.
For the Legends. Returner from Menlo Park played his collegiate ball last summer in the BACL with the Legends. First pitch from Alan Fox. Swinging, fouled off, 0-1.
And we've been seeing Quinn get a couple more off days here. Manager Chris DeBoo is kind of sitting him a little bit of a slump. Maybe that comes from playing every day and you hadn't really during the spring. So looking for Josh Quinn to get back on track here.
It also kind of has to do with, you're adding more players as the summer goes on. Some of the guys, school ends a little later for them. Maybe also explains some of the off days for Quinn as he fouls that one off 0-2.
Yeah, and the Legends got guys like Nick Walsh in there now and Raisen Ujimori, a couple guys that came in a little bit later. So that also gives Chris DeBoo the freedom to sit Quinn.
There's a lot, very deep infield for the Legends. A lot of guys they can go to. A lot of positional versatility as well, as that is strike 3 swinging. 2 strikeouts there in that inning for pitcher Destin Allen Fox. It's a pitcher's dole through 2 when we return. Keel back to the bump here in the top of the third. Welcome back in here at top of the third. Keel remains on the bump for Menlo. It'll be 8-9-1 here for Sonoma. Justice Brinson, Trent Abel, and Jack Scarry to the plate. Keel so far has struck out 4 batters through 2 innings. A great start to the day for the righty from down under. kind of winds up from down under as well. First pitch, 0-1. Keel does call Melbourne home. Australia. Took a gap year this past season. Played at Menlo the year before that. Was mainly used out of the bullpen. Had 2 saves for the Oaks. That is fouled off 0-2.
Yeah, and he started the year out in the bullpen for Menlo Park, but now they've kind of converted him into a starter, and I think Chris DeBoot really likes him in that role. He's a guy that really has ultra competitiveness in him, so a guy that you really want to see starting games for you.
Just fouled off by Brinson. Staying alive here, 0-2. The count remains. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You don't really usually see weird windups like that from your starting pitchers. You know, you usually see, it's like when the bullpen comes in that you start to see the guys throwing from down low, throwing from the side. As that is hit high towards shallow right. 3 guys going for it. And the right fielder, Bilter, comes down with it for the first out of the inning. Great play there by Evan Bilter.
Yeah, it's a great play by Evan Bilter. Something that I really think was lacking in that play, though,
The shortstop, number 1, Trent Abel.
was the communication.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
A little bit of a communication lapse by the second baseman, the right fielder, and the first baseman, but luckily nobody got hurt and we got the out.
And that's the important thing at the end of the day. And out on the scoreboard, as that goes into the zone, 0-1 to the 9-hole hitter, Trent Abel. Just flashed the glove a bit today for Sonoma. That's a couple hits to him. This year batting .233. That's kind of a de facto shortstop for the Stompers. He is second in the team in at-bats, in fact. As the count is now 0-2 to the CSU Northridge product. Pitch. High, drifting foul. None will be able to reach that one. Count remains 0-2. On deck is Jack Scary. Keel. 0-1 pitch. 0-2 pitch, excuse me. Misses 1-2.
Yeah, and Keel would be giving him a heavy dose of the slider right there, so maybe just trying to change something after the foul ball, but I expect him to go right back to the slider here.
1-2 pitch here. Keel. Hit hard. Fielded by the shortstop, but I think Abel will beat the throw, and he does. It's a 1-out single.
And he goes
First hit of the game for Sonoma.
He goes to the slider right there, a pitch that he was kind of out in front on,
Now
pitch that he
batting,
kind of
right
pulled,
fielder,
but
number
Quinn making
30,
a great effort, did
Jack
not get the out,
Scary.
but still a great effort from Josh Quinn right there.
And definitely prevented. It could have been something a little more if that went past him. So it'll be 1 out here. Runner on first is Abel. Brings up the top of the order. Jack Scary to the plate. And what has been a righty-heavy lineup for Sonoma. First pitch. Swinging hard into the right center gap. It will be a base hit. Runner digging for 3. He'll go. Scary thought about going 2, but will hold up at first. It'll be a single that brings runners to first and third with 1 out. And Rossi to the plate.
Now batting, first baseman, number 8, Luke Rossi.
That's why it's tough to allow the 9-hole hitter to get a hit. Because now the top of the order are up. Scary advances Abel to the third. And now Luke Rossi to the plate. Ramos on deck. 2 problem guys for Sonoma.
Yeah, like you said right there, Trent Abel getting on base, and then Jack Scary jumps on the first pitch. Second time through the order, now they've seen him a little bit. Now they're going to get a little bit more confident. They've seen his approach. So I would expect Keel to switch up here, maybe throw a little bit more slider here instead of the sinker like he did the first time through.
Yeah, that was the slider right there for the 1-0. Goes to it again. Finds his own 1-1. So yeah, as you kind of mentioned, this is his second time facing them. Started off with a different approach. Now kind of going to what we're used to him, the more slider heavy. Mixes. The runner goes for second. That is hit hard. He's going to go out at second. Excuse me, safe at second. Out at first. And the run scores. It'll be 1-0 to Sonoma.
Yeah, and maybe a defensive lapse there by the
Now
shortstop,
batting,
Josh
second
Quinn.
baseman,
I think that's a play that he
21,
maybe could have
Elijah
caught on the line,
Ramos.
especially with the runner going. That could have been a double play. However, he let it bounce, and then they only get one out and the run scores.
And crucially, if it was a double play, the run wouldn't have scored. Now it's 1-0. Sonoma strikes first here in their second matchup. First pitch to Ramos. Zone 0-1. So it'll be Ramos up for the second time around. Last time out, got hit by a pitch. And looks at that one for ball one. Ramos, a problem guy all season for Sonoma, batting .326, a .439 OBP.
Yeah, and Ramos is a guy that likes to punch the ball through the other side, so that big open hole for the Legends on the right side might prove crucial right here with Ramos, a guy that likes to poke the ball into right field.
And with scary speed at second, a ball hit into the outfield could be another run for Sonoma. 2-1 here to Ramos. Pitch. And there he goes. Goes opposite field, but that will head foul. 2-2 to Ramos. CSU Fullerton teammate Hawley on deck. With 2 outs, Keel looking to get out of this inning with no more damage done. Be the 2-2 pitch here to Ramos. Hit softly to third, and will be out at first. Play made by Nicholas Walsh to end the inning. 1 run comes across the plate for Sonoma, but it could have been a little more. When we return, it will be the back end of the order. Walsh, Ujimori, and then back up to Young Goldberg for the bottom of the third. Welcome in here, bottom of the third. Legends find themselves down 1-0 here to Sonoma. The Park has lost 2 straight games. Found himself behind a lot, looking to come back into it. Starting off with Nicholas Walsh, who looks at that one for a called strike 1. So it'll be Walsh, Ujimori, and Young Goldberg facing Destin Allen Fox here.
Yeah, we want to see Walsh here and maybe Ujimori get on base. Obviously, the 9-hole guy a little bit trickier, but the 8 and 9-hole guys really got to set up that top of the lineup. Top of the lineup that's seen Destin Allen Fox this time already. So, looking for the Legends to do exactly what the Stompers did.
Count is now 1-2 after the swing and strike from Walsh. Yeah, as you mentioned, that is what the Stompers did. That is why they are up on the scoreboard 1-0. It'll be 1-2 to Walsh. Fouled off. Remains 1-2. Walsh this season hasn't seen much action as some other guys. Batting 111 on the year. It was a single. Then Ujimori batting 100 as well. Maybe today is the day that their fortunes change. Count is even up here to Walsh, 2-2.
Yeah, and Walsh, the switch hitter, is hitting from the right side this time. Usually we see him from the left side, as we see a lot more righties than lefties, but it's time for the right side. Maybe something can get going here from the right side.
2-2. Hit into the opposite field, drifting foul, tracking back, and the play will not be made. Count will remain 2-2. Just kind of saw the ball travel there, moving from foul line to bullpen. It'll be 2-2 here to Nicholas Walsh.
And that's exactly why it's so difficult to hit a ball out of here. The ball just goes to the right side, hits that jet stream, and it just sails out of play sometimes.
Walsh joining USF this year after a year after playing some JUCO ball at Chabot College. As he fouls that one off again. We got a bit of a battle here for the first batter of the inning. That's Alan Fox now. Probably how he wanted to start things off. Been controlling his pitch count pretty well so far, though.
And with the 8-9 guys, you really want to see them just go up there and battle, give him a good at-bat, maybe set the guys up at the top line, and Walsh is doing a great job so far.
And he hits that one in the opposite field. And will be cut by the right fielder, Scary. The first out of the inning, but took some time for Alan Fox to get it done. We'll bring up the 9-0 hitter, Ryson Ujimori, to the plate.
Number 1, Ryson Ujimori.
Ujimori joined the team late. Came from UC San Diego, the Tritons. Who ends school in June. Now here for the summer with Menlo Park. First pitch. High, ball one. Ujimori, having a bit of a slow start to the year, only batting 110 ABs. Limited sample size. 1-0. Outside, ball two.
And like you mentioned, Ujimori, kind of a slow start to the summer. Did not get a lot of action at UCSD this past year, so maybe just he hasn't seen live pitching in a while. It might take a little bit of a second for him to get ramped up here.
Well, he did get some action freshman year and played very well for the Trends as that one is hit into shallow right, tracking again is Scary, who makes the grab for out number 2. Which will bring up the top of the order of Young Goldsberg with nobody on, 2 down.
Fielder, number 6, Hayden Young Goldberg.
Legend still yet to get a hit here in the 2 2/3. Young Goldsberg, one of the guys that can change that for you this season, batting .348. Swings and misses that one, 0-1. So now it's kind of the second time through the order, Victor. How does after seeing, this guy first time around, how does your approach change as the hitter?
Yeah, I think we're really just hunting fastball here. I mean, we've seen a lot of them so far. As you see right there, second time through the order, you see Dustin Allen Fox going to the curveball 2 times. But really just staying on the fastball. He does ride it up there pretty well. He has a good velo on it. And then make the adjustment on the curveball, on the changeup and whatnot. And I think that's what Young Goldberg is going to do right here.
0-2. Fastball. Swing and miss. Young Goldsberg goes down on strikes. Allen Fox continuing his dominance over this Legends lineup. Score remains 1-0, and we'll be back here in the top of the 4th. Welcome in here, top of the fourth. Legends trail the Stompers 1-0. It'll be Sonoma looking to add on some runs here. Keel gave up some damage in the third, now looking to bounce back against the middle of the order. It'll be Tyler Hawley, AJ Carter, and Jack Lazark.
Yeah, and when you're a pitcher, you're really thinking middle of the order to start the inning. That's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. You could be facing the 4-hole hitter with runners on base. If you're the Stompers, you're thinking these are our best hitters. It's time to get a rally going.
0-1. Hitting the opposite field. Belter gathers and makes the first out of the inning. Sun shining bright there in right field, as it usually does here at CSM. Facing directly in the northwest direction.
Left fielder, number 19, AJ Carter.
Quick out one there for Keel. What he's looking for to start the inning.
Yeah, and you mentioned that sun. It's so brutal on the guys on the right side, especially we saw yesterday Jordan Crawford boot a couple balls. Maybe the sun has a little bit of an effect here on the players on the right side of the field.
I mean, we definitely saw it. There was a bit of a struggle to make the catch. They did get it done last inning, but you saw three guys go for it, and it took a diving grab to make the out.
Yeah, and CSM really a tough field for guys, again, on the right side of the field with that jet stream going on, the sun, especially at 5 o'clock when you start games. It's really an adjustment here to play.
Yeah, unfortunately, no lights here at the field, so we were unable to start later in the day. That's why we have such an early start time. 0-2. High ball one here to AJ Carter, who is used to the jet stream, plays his college ball for the Bulldogs. This season, batting 167, has reached base a lot, though, 342 OBP. 1-2 here to Carter. Misses the zone, 2-2. Good take there by the left fielder. Only a few left-handed players for the Stompers. Definitely a righty-heavy side, as that is outside ball 3. Keel, after getting ahead in the count, now behind for the full count pitch here to Carter.
Yeah, and Keel's trying to front door slider right there. I would expect him to go back to it, except I would see it in a different direction here.
Maybe more inside to Carter. 3-2. 1 out. Nobody on. Back doors it again, excuse me. That'll be a 1-out walk.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, Keel likes to go back to pitches, and we saw it right there.
Hitter, number 40, Jack Lazark.
That time didn't work out for him. Now against Jack Lazark, has a chance to gather himself. 1 out to the Santa Clara DH. First pitch. Goes to it again. 1-0.
Yeah, with a guy like Keel on the mound and a righty hitter up, if I'm Josh Quinn, I'm thinking it's a double play ball right to me right here. A guy that leans heavy on that sinker.
Zark hasn't gotten a lot of action for the Stompers. In fact, usually a pitcher for them. Only has 7 at-bats on the year. Batting 143. Looks at that one for another ball. 2-0, 1 on. Hit towards Keel. It could have been a double play ball instead. It'll be out, the force out at first. For the second out of the inning. Tough play for the pitcher Keel to make.
Number 15, Kyler Zakowski.
It's always tough for pitchers to make those plays when the ball is hit right to them, right?
Yeah, and it's really tough, especially for a pitcher, like you said, right back to him. Usually you see them kind of fall off towards one side, so their momentum is going one way and the ball is going the other way. It's really tough for them to put glove to ball right there.
That time got the out, but it could have been a little bit more. A low pitch here, fouled off 0-1 to the center fielder, Kyler Zakowski. One of a couple guys from Creighton in the outfield, along with Jack Scarry. Scarry will be transferring from the Blue Jays, most likely this summer. 0-1 to Zakowski. And gets away from Keel. Good play by Hurd to not let it go back to the backstop.
Yeah, and that's a 90 feet for the base runner right there. So great job by Caleb Hurd keeping that ball in front of him.
Count is even up 1-1 after the pitch in the dirt from Keel. Gathers himself, looks back to second where Carter stands. Pitch Finds his own 1-2. Great slider there from Keel. Count is now 1-2. This is Zakowski. On deck is Justice Brinson. But Keel looking to get out of the inning right here, right now. All it takes is one pitch. 1-2. That finds his own for strikeout to end the inning. Keel with the slider in the outer half of the plate gets Zakowski looking. When we return, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Menlo Park. Bilter, Felch, and Crawford for the Legends. Welcome back in here, bottom of the 4th. It'll be Bilter, Felch, and Crawford for the Legends. Alan Fox remains on the bump for Sonoma, having a fantastic start to his day. First pitch. Called for ball 1. Alan Fox so far has struck out 4 batters. Gets the strike 1 called there to Bilter, 1-1. Bilter this season, batting .240, an OBP of .355. Swings and misses at that one, 1-2.
And he goes to the changeup right there. A great pitch right there. Running away from the right-handed hitter. Great location from Destin Allen Fox.
Bilter this spring for his college team, the Colorado School of Mines, had a .426 average. As he looks at that one, ball 2 evens it up. OPS on 1,200 as well. And some pop to his bat, 17 doubles for the Mines. It'll be 2-2, no outs. Hit over the head of a shortstop. That'll be a leadoff hit for the Legends. Bilter with the single to start off the bottom of the 4th.
And that's a great piece of hitting right there from Evan Bilter, a guy that all he did during the spring was hit at the Colorado School of Mines. Gets a curveball on the inside part of the plate, kind of gets his hands to it, and pokes it over the shortstop's head.
Abel just didn't have enough hop to make the grab, and now it'll be Felch to the plate. Struck out last time. He faced Alan Fox, looking to do better this time, but swings and misses at that one, 0-1.
And Alan Fox, that's 2 times now in a row where he started Rowan Felch off with a healthy dose of curveballs.
0-1. Felch, the lefty, against the lefty. That's a matchup that you usually give the advantage to the pitcher. As that is low. Bilter upsetted himself. Probably should have ran there instead. Will be ball 1 there on the changeup from Alan Fox. As Felch will step back in. Just wrapped up a year at CSM where he raked for the Bulldogs. 338 batting average. Has some pop on the bat as well. 9 home runs, 48 RBIs. Now going to be playing for UC Irvine next spring as he looks at that one, 1-2.
And this at bat starting off just exactly like the last one did. A curveball, and then you see a ball, and then you see a fastball at the knees. It looks like Destin Allen Fox has a plan to face Rowan Felsch here.
Belter broke up the no-hitter earlier in the inning. Felch looking to keep that up. Hits that one. No one will be covering at first. Belter fought about going 3. Instead will hold up. It'll be a single error for Felch. 1-2, nobody on. As Jordan Crawford, the DH, steps up for the Legends.
And that's a good adjustment by Rowan Felsch, staying back on the curveball. You know, he got beat by the curveball a couple times already from Destin Allen Fox, but you see him there stay back and just kind of poke it through the right side.
So it'll now be Crawford, another lefty in the lineup for the Legends. Legends definitely a little bit more lefty heavy. We saw, I think it was 4 in yesterday's loss to the Merchants. A little less today. Crawford, one of them, along with Felch. There's pitch, runners at first and second. Crawford thought about swinging, held up, 1-0.
And we saw Crawford strike out on that fastball at the top of the zone last time up. Fox starts him off right there with another fastball at the top of the zone.
That'll be 2 on. 1 ball here to Crawford. Ooh, looks at that one for a called strike 1. Crawford this year, great start to the season. 466 average. 467 average, excuse me. Before the game. Slugging 600 as well. Have to hit a home run though. Has some pop on the bat. It's into opposite field. It'll drop for a hit. Belcher waved home. Instead holds up. And Felch just makes it back to second. It'll be a single to load the bases for Logan Musey. Great piece of hitting there by Jordan Crawford.
Yeah, great piece of hitting and great hold there by the third base coach, Cody Gordon. Usually not there. Usually we see Frank Matthews there, but Cody Gordon today filling in at third base. Holds him up right there. Bases loaded now, nobody out for Logan Musey.
Yesterday, Gordon got tossed
left fielder, number 23, Logan
late into the game. Disagreed with some of the calls, and the third base umpire called him out. Now, promoted the third base coach. Funny how life works sometimes, as it'll be Musey with the bases loaded. At the very least, the Legends want to tie it, but looking to do more here. First pitch called for strike 1.
And something I've been really impressed with Allen Fox is his ability to move the fastball all around the plate. You see one right there at the knees. He's been getting those strikes on the outside corner. He's getting swings and misses at the top of the zone. A lot of fastball movement for his fastball, and he's using it well so far.
Even getting some swing and misses outside the zone as that is pieced and will drop for a hit. 1 run will score to tie the game. It is another single, the 4th straight of the inning, as that ties the game to load up the bases once again for Caleb Hurd.
Now batting, the catcher, number 44, Caleb Hurd.
And the Legends are really putting on a great display of hitting here so far. A lot of pitches, and they're just taking them where they're hit. That was a changeup right there to Musey. He just kind of pokes his bat out. We've seen it now 4 times this inning where the Legends have just kind of taken the ball exactly where it's pitched and hit it into the opposite field or pulled it in Rowan Felsch's case.
Now heading up to the mound, it'll be Mike Nunez, the pitching coach, as they'll be talking things over with Destin Allen Fox, bases loaded. We'll be right back shortly. Welcome back in here. Caleb Hurd with the bases loaded. And looks at that one for a strike 1 from Allen Fox. 0 hits allowed through 3 innings. Now 4 consecutive singles. Game is tied. And no outs yet so far for the lefty. 0-1 pitch. Hit high into the outfield. I expect Felch, who has some speed to tag. He will. Heads home and will be safe at the plate. That is a sac fly to take the lead. It'll be 2-1 here in favor of the Legends. Runners at first and second, one out for Josh Quinn.
And that's just the case of Caleb Hurd really just knowing the situation, getting that pitch right there, the fastball in the middle part of the plate, didn't try to do too much, just poked it into center field, got the out for the Stompers, but brings the run home and gives the Legends the lead.
And that's crucial here for Menlo. You still have some opportunity to do more here. Ideally, though, it would have been nice if you could have brought Crawford from second to third. Doesn't have as much speed as some other guys in the lineup, though, so he held up at second. Pitch comes, fouled off, 0-1. But now as you're kind of approaching the back end of the lineup, asking a lot of guys who haven't been able to give you as much as some of the top order guys hitting-wise. 0-1 here to Quinn, the returner from Cal Lutheran. Looks at that one. Ball one. Alan Fox this year, ERA just under 3 at 2.7. Struck out 18 before the day. Has 4 strikeouts today. Gets a swing and miss there to bring the count to 1-2. Another kind of unique starting pitcher, different release, 3 pitches. You don't really usually see starting pitchers with 3 pitchers, with starting pitchers with 3 pitches, but that's the case today. Both Keel and Alan Fox with a smaller arsenal. That is a high fastball, 2-2.
Yeah, and that might just be a case of him being a Division I pitcher. A lot of Division I pitching coaches really preach making 3 pitches better instead of having just 4 average pitches. You see a lot of guys at the lower level have a lot more pitches, but they're really just not as sharp as guys at the Division I level, and that's because they're able to hone in their craft and get 3 good pitches.
Especially to me today, Alan Fox's stuff has looked very sharp. As that is fouled off. Quinn giving battle here. Gave him one in the third as well. Excuse me, in the second. Struck out. Last time he faced Alan Fox, now with 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 on. Looking to do something a little different here. Ideally, you advance the runners and potentially score a third one. As that just misses his own 3-2. What a beautiful pitch from Alan Fox.
And that's a pitch we really haven't seen. It's a big, sweepy curveball. Usually his curveball is a little bit more 12-6, but that one had a little bit more slurvy action, maybe crossed up the catcher a little bit. It looked like he didn't really catch it in a natural position.
3-2. High, ball 4, loads up the bases again. A big walk there for Menlo. As Nicholas Walsh heads up to the plate with bases loaded, 1 out.
Now batting third baseman, number 48, Nicholas Walsh.
What do you think Walsh will be looking here? We saw earlier in the inning, Hurd went for the sac fly just to take the lead. Now bases loaded, you have the lead. Do you think we could see a little bit more aggressive hitting from Walsh?
Yeah, especially right there, you see a swing and a miss at the first pitch. Alan Fox is really frustrated with himself right now. Gave up the walk, has given up a couple of hits that maybe he thinks are not good hits. I mean, you've seen a little bit of good hitting from the Legends. So now you're seeing a very frustrated pitcher, a guy that might make a mistake here, and Walsh should be aggressive here.
As he is, hits that one in the center field. Crawford will be looking to tag, runs. Runner going to third as well. As he drops the ball, the pitcher, Alan Fox, just couldn't make the grab. So everyone advances. It is now 3-1. 2 outs there on the sac fly. 2 runners in scoring position for Ujimori.
And that's a rough showing of defense right there. The first baseman is on the left side of the mound. Usually you see the first baseman on the right side of the mound during an alignment like that, but just kind of took over there, and I think that's a play where you let the catcher make the catch and just, as a first baseman, not get involved.
As manager Zach Pace leaves the dugout to ask a quick question to home plate umpire, heads back to the dugout satisfied enough with the answer.
And we've seen the Stompers now challenge those calls a little bit at third. They're thinking that those guys are leaving early. So far, twice they've checked, and neither time the umpire has given it to them.
So it'll be Ujimori, the 9-0 hitter, with 2 on, both in scoring position. Fouls that one off, 0-1. Now with 2 outs. Just going to be looking to score runs. A little bit less pressure on you with 2 outs to do something.
Yeah, and with the base open, I think you're a little bit more passive as the pitcher. Even though your pitch count is getting up there and you see the bullpen arm getting loose for the Stompers, I think as a pitcher, you're trying to be a little bit more passive, although with the 9-hole hitter and the top of the order due up. I would assume this might be one of the last batters we'll see for Destin Allen Fox here today.
Especially as there are now 2 arms warming up in the bullpen for Sonoma. 1-1 pitch here to Ujimori, who fouls that one off. 1-2. Ujimori last time around flew out to right field. On deck, young Goldsberg, who has yet to do anything 0 for 2 today. All right. 1-2. Ujimori swing and miss. Good bounce back there for Allen Fox to end the inning, but 3 runs come across the plate. The Legends now control a lead as Richard Keel enters his 5th inning of work. Welcome in here, top of the 5th. Keel remains in the game. Great bounce back inning in the 4th after giving up the run in the 3rd. It'll be Justice Brinson, Trent Abel, and Jack Scarry here to start the 5th. Part of a lineup that did some damage last time around. Abel reached base, Scarry as well, and Abel, in fact, was the first run of the game for Sonoma. It'll be Justice Brinson to start things off, who looks at the sweeping slider there from Keel for ball 1. Keel, in his game last time against Sonoma, looked shut down through 4 and then gave up 2 home runs in the 5th. Looking to change his fortunes here back at home, as that is called for strike 1 to Brinson.
Yeah, and last time out against Sonoma, we saw Keel kind of get roughed up for a couple home runs in this inning. But really a guy that does not want the ball taken from him. We saw it last time where he gave up a home run, came back out, and he really just told Chris DeBoo, "I want the ball, coach," and just kept going.
I think it's also important to bring up that the game was June 7th, almost a month ago. Since then, Keel has definitely adjusted more to his starting role, built up a little bit more stamina, as that evens up the count there, 2-2. It'll be 2-2 here to Brinson, who looks at that one. Strike 3. Keel continuing his great start to the day with a K to start the 5th.
Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Trent Abel.
And that's a good pitch from Keel right there. A front door slider. It looks like it's going to hit you. And then it just comes right back over the plate. Catches the strike zone for a strikeout.
So that is Keel's 6th strikeout of a day. Some of them looking, some of them swinging. Been able to do a lot here against this Stompers lineup, as that is looked at for strike 1 by Trent Abel. Abel, shortstop for CSU Northridge. Teammate of the pitcher, Alan Fox, whose day, I'm guessing, is going to be done. Arms definitely intensifying their warm-ups in the bullpen. In fact, I think we're seeing one ready to go in. The count is even up there, 1-1. Abel hits that one. And will drop for a hit. Diving for it was Quinn, but unable to make the grab. And so, that's another hit for Abel. And Keel kind of gets a little bit of deja vu here. Finds himself in a very similar situation. 1 out, 1 on is Abel, and brings up the top of the order.
Number 30,
Jack Scary. He's kind of found himself in this situation before. How do you think Keel's going to approach it this time?
Well, I think just top of the order here. This is the 3rd time they've seen him. Scary last time jumped all over a fastball. Now I think he's going to start him off here with the off-speed pitch, and I'm thinking Jack Scary's not going to swing.
Bang on, change up there. This is the zone 1-0. Scary just looked at that one as it sunk below the zone. Keel. 1-0, goes back to first. Abel gets back in time.
And Abel was kind of leaning right there. It looked like he was hesitating going to second. Keel had a pretty good move, but safe at first.
And goes back to it again. Something we've seen a lot this year from all over at CSM from both teams in Menlo, both the Legends and the Legacy, as well as teams in both leagues in the CCL and BACL. Pitch misses the zone to bring it up to 2-0 here. Keel maybe under a bit of pressure. Looks back to first where Abel stands. 2-0 pitch. Finds his own this time, 2-1. Slider looking there from the Melbourne native. Two one goes back to first. Abel just extending that lead inch by inch every time.
Yeah, and it's real good to see Keel here controlling the running game a little bit. I think summer ball, we kind of get caught up in stuff and developing the stuff for pitchers, but they kind of forget that the running game is a part of that, limiting runs.
That is hit hard into left field. Scary gets the 1-out single. It's an identical start to the 3rd inning.
Now batting, first baseman, number 8.
We're going to get a mound visit from Marcelo Saldana.
And this is a great mound visit for the pitching coach here. A couple of hits, trying to calm down his pitcher, trying to give him a little bit of a vote of confidence here. So great move by Marcelo Saldana here.
We'll be back shortly. In return, Keel has to get out of the 5th with no damage done. Welcome back in here. Top of the 5th, 2 on, 1 out. Keel finds his own there. Strike 1 to Luke Rossi.
And it's always great after a mound visit to see the pitcher go right back into the strike zone. I think that's something that Marcelo just kind of told him is, hey, your stuff plays, throw strikes here.
Well, we 0-1 to the first baseman, Rossi. And that one maybe just missed the zone, evens it up 1-1. Tough call there for Keel. Last time up, Rossi grounded out to short, but advanced the runners crucially. As it'll be 2 on, 1-1, 1 out. Swing and a miss from Rossi to bring the count to 1-2. That's a good thing to see if you're Keel.
Yeah, and Keel's tripling up right there on the slider. Maybe after 2 of them, Rossi just isn't expecting another one. He's expecting the hard stuff, and he gets him on the slider. A slider that stays on plane pretty well. Looks like a fastball until it takes a sharp turn.
1-2. We're going to get the big out here. And just misses the zone again with the slider. That time, 2-2. Rossi's 4th time in a row seeing it. Wasn't fooled by it this time.
And that's a good adjustment by the hitter, just not being fooled by a pitch you were fooled on the previous pitch.
Wouldn't expect to go back to it again, but you never know with Keel. That's the mind game of it all. 2-2. And it goes to it again. Swings at that one. Fouled off just barely. Count remains 2-2. And that's what that's what makes Keel so different. Is that he'll just keep hammering you with the same pitch over and over and over when you could be expecting something different. That time, almost the swing and miss from Rossi. Instead, just fouled off early. 2-2. Once again. Swing and a miss from Rossi. A big strikeout to get the 2nd out of the inning for Keel. That's his 7th of the day. Exactly what you want to see first batter faced after the mound visit.
Yeah, and that's nasty by Richard Keel right there. 5 sliders in a row to Rossi. And, I mean, if you're the hitter, you got to be expecting that sinker at some point that just goes about 30 inches the other way, and you get the slider 5 times in a row. Really fooled him right there on that one.
So it'll be 2 outs, 2 on here for Sonoma, who find themselves down in this game by 2 runs. And another first pitch strike there from Keel. Exactly what you want to see. Once again. Will be Elijah Ramos to the plate. CSU Fullerton man's 3rd time facing Keel this game. Got hit by pitch and then grounded out to 3rd.
And that's 2 great pitches right there from Keel. Gets the strike on the slider, then expands a little bit more, gets Elijah Ramos to chase right there.
That's 7 straight sliders from Keel.
I believe so, yes.
We go to it again for the 8th consecutive time. Or will he change it up here? 0-2 pitch to Ramos. And that time goes to the sinker high. Misses 1-2.
Yeah, and he's trying to paint that outside corner right there. A sinker that just kind of runs back over the plate. Just barely misses it looks like. And that's great pitching right there by Richard Keel.
Could be looking to set up the slider once again. Give him the sinker to show it. But it really has been the slider doing the damage here in the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Runners go as they'll head back to their bases. Double steal there. Aggressive call by the Stompers third base coach Dave Hoke.
And if you're Richard Keel here, you pretty much got Elijah Ramos on the ropes. You see him chase a slider out there, kind of spoils it. But now you see that he's kind of willing to chase that slider outside.
Can't give it 2 outside, though, with runners on 1st and 2nd. 1-2. And gets him with the slider. Keel, 8 strikeouts through 5 innings. Absolutely dominant on the mound for the Legends. When we return, it'll be the top of the order. Young, Goldberg, Bilter, and Felch for the Legends. Welcome in here. It's the bottom of the 5th and comes with a new pitcher for the Stompers. It's Jake Verweel.
Yeah, Jake Verweel out of USF, a guy that manager Chris DeBow is probably very familiar with, as is pitching coach Marcelo Saldana. So maybe a guy that they have a little bit of a report on. Maybe the hitters know a little bit ahead of time what this guy can bring to the table.
Verweel, the lefty. Second one, the Legends have seen today, and gets a great swing and miss there, 0-1.
And he goes to the tight slider to get a swing and a miss right there from Hayden Young Goldberg.
So it'll be Young Goldberg, Bilter, and Felch for the Legends. 0-1 at time. This is the zone, 1-0. 1-1 now. This season, Verweel struggling a bit to start the year off. ERA of 12. Opponents are reaching base over half the time against them. That finds the zone, drops in for strike 2.
He's really loving on that breaking ball right now. 3 straight sliders to Hayden Young Goldberg.
It will be the 1-2 pitch to the lefty. As I've just gotten Alan Fox's line. That one misses 2-2. That's Alan Fox. Pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts on 70 pitches. A great first 3 innings, but that 4th was where he struggled, and that's why we're seeing the new man who gets a strikeout looking from Young Goldberg. That's his 2nd straight K.
Now batting, right fielder, number 17, Evan Bilter.
Yeah, tough day so far for Young Goldberg. Gets frozen right there on a slider that nips the outside corner. He's loving on that slider so far, like we said. That's 3 of 4 so far for Verweel.
So it'll be Evan Bilter, his first time facing Verweel. Last time around, got a single to start the 4th inning rally. And looks at that one for ball 1 outside. Verweel, the USF Dawn, didn't pitch for them last season. But looking to get an extended role here. Expanded role for the spring of 2025.
And something we see a lot of in the Cali Collegiate League is these guys with really just funky deliveries, as we're seeing from Verweel here. Looks like the ball goes one way and he falls off to the other side. Really something interesting that we don't see all the time.
2-0. Bilter looks at that one for a called strike 1. Bilter played his high school ball over at Foothill High School in Pleasanton. One of the few guys on both rosters who went to Foothill High School. Looks at that one for strike 2. Yet to swing the bat.
Yeah, yet to swing the bat, and we've seen a lot of sliders from Verweel. We're really looking for the Legends to make an adjustment here against them and get on a slider here.
2-2, 1 out, no on. And looks at that one, 3-2. Loads up the count. Bilter waits the full count pitch here from Verweel, which is down low. Bilter walked to start for the 1 out. Which brings up Rowan Felch to the plate.
First baseman, number 9, Rowan Felch.
And that's a great at-bat by Evan Bilter right there, setting up the middle of the order here with Rowan Felch coming up.
Last time around, Felch also hit a single and scored a run. Bilter at first, as Felch first pitch swinging goes foul. Luckily for him there, that would have been the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, a ball that just barely goes foul, and I think if you're the first baseman right there, that's the right move, even though you maybe have Felch at first base out. You don't want that runner in scoring position, especially chasing 2 already.
So it'll be strike 1 there, 0-1 to Felch. Pitch late there on the foul ball brings it to 0-2. Felch struck out against Alan Fox first time around, so A mixed day against the lefties so far of Sonoma. We 0-2 here. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the day for the UC Irvine commit. And the second out of the inning brings up a pinch hitter. It'll be
And your attention, please.
Emmett Finney
For
to the plate.
Park Legends, pinch hitting for Jordan Crawford. Number 29, Emmett Finney.
And with a lefty on the mound, this is really just a platoon move here by Chris DeBow. Jordan Crawford was due up, the lefty, and instead you go to Emmett Finney, expanding your bench a little bit here with a runner on first base.
Early in the game, but it makes sense. Even though Crawford did get a hit last time around, Finney does provide a little bit more speed on the base path. We'll be hoping to look and take advantage of that. Runner goes. It's Bilter. He will be safe at second. Just beats the throw. Great attempt there by Brinson, but Bilter just a little too fast at first. Now it's second. So, Emmett Finney this season wrapped up a year at Chabot College where he hit .376. Led the team in at-bats as well, so got a lot of work in. And looks at that one.
Looks like the umpire kind of flinched right there, but that pitch does miss, and that's a great take by Emmett Finney right there.
Finney joined the team late. Only 11 at-bats. This is his 12th, and that's a solid start to the summer. .273, although limited sample size. It'll be 2-0. And finds his own 2-1 there.
Yeah, that's really surprising to be called a strike right there. A pitch, the one previous looked like to be the exact same pitch, and gets a strike on one, gets a ball on the other. So really curious how umpires work sometimes.
Maybe a makeup call, perhaps. It'll be 2-1. 2 outs, 1 on at second is Bilter as time is called.
Yeah, and it looks like the catcher and Verweel are not really on the same page right now as they're running through a lot of sequences. We saw some fake shakes from Verweel. So really just for those two, just looking to get on the same page right here.
Verweel has only made, this is only his third appearance for Sonoma. Gets the strike there to even it up, 2-2. Finney, the Alameda native, awaiting the 2-2 pitch from Verweel. And swings and misses at that one. A strikeout to end the fifth. One runner left on base. Score remains 3-1 as we enter the top of the sixth. Top of the sixth, Richard Keel remains on the mound despite having 93 pitches through 5 innings of work.
And like we said earlier, Richard Keel is just a guy that does not want to give up that baseball, and it's something you love to see as a manager.
But also, you love to see it as a manager until the arm gets tired and he starts giving up some easy walks and hits. First pitch there. Finds his own 0-1. Great start.
Yeah, like you said, you love to see it until he gets in trouble, but so far it looks like he's calm, cool, and collected. He gets that first pitch strike on the 4-hole hitter Holly right there.
It'll be Tyler Hawley, A.J. Carter, and Jack Lazark up for the Stompers as he pops that one up into right field. And Bilter gets the grab for a quick out one. Exactly what you want to see when your pitch count is getting up there.
Yeah, quick outs, and Richard Keel gets it done right there. 2 pitches, 1 out.
Which brings up A.J. Carter. His third time around. Struck out first time. Walked the second. Now facing Keel for the third time today.
Yeah, and if I'm Keel right here, I'm thinking this guy has swung and missed at 2 sliders that are down and in. I'm going right back to that pitch at some point.
And went back to it. Into opposite field for the second out of the inning.
And you love to see that if you're Chris DeBoo, a guy that's getting his pitch count up there. That's 3 pitches now, 2 outs for Richard
Now
Keel.
batting, designated hitter,
96
number 40,
pitches now through
Jack
5 2/3.
Lazark.
Brings up the DH, Lazark, who is yet to reach base through 2 attempts. This is his third time facing Keel. First pitch. Finds the zone, 0-1. And even though the pitch count is up there, that's his stuff is still looking incredible.
Yeah, the velo is down a little bit, but like you said, the stuff is just as sharp as it was in the first inning.
Second pitch. And gets called strike 2 looking. Keel. Still looking fresh. He's not going to want to give up that ball in the 7th.
And it doesn't look like the Legends have anybody warming up, so I would probably assume that he's coming right back out in the 7th inning if he gets his quick out right here.
0-2 pitch. Did not go around and in fact hit him. Disagreement from the dugout. Manager Chris DeBoo coming out the chat. And that might be one of the last things you want to see. They're saying that he went around and he'll be talking things over.
Yeah, and Keel, you see right there apologizing to the umpire. You know, getting to know Keel a little bit here this summer. It's a guy who's ultra competitive, but he is rather a nice guy, so good to see him right there apologizing, maybe getting a couple more calls his way after this.
The Legends started their year off with 2 straight home games. First game of the season, Keel was a reliever, and then second game of the season was our PA announcer.
Yeah, it's a guy that's filled a lot of hats this year for the Legends. Starter, reliever, PA announcer.
And I would also say one of the biggest, a guy you always hear in the dugout. He's always yelling out encouragement, always, calling everyone mate. That's what he does as a Melbourne, Australia native.
And what's great about him is that even when he's pitching, he's still on the dugout railing cheering for his teammates. He's not a guy that, like you see a lot of starting pitchers, go out and sit down, have a couple minutes of rest. Keel gets right back on that railing and is cheering for the next batter. Also see him shagging in the outfield before the game, as they're going to call it a hit by pitch. Shagging in the outfield before the game right there for Keel, which is, usually as a starting pitcher you want to get some rest in before the game.
So the runner will remain at first. It's a hit by pitch, which is not ideal for Keel, who, as we mentioned, pitch count getting up there, but I'm not too concerned personally. He's looked great in this 5th inning besides the 1 slip-up. Kind of a similar start to the first inning, in fact.
Number 15, Kyler Zakowski.
Struck out the first 2 guys, and then hit 1 by pitch. Now got the 2 quick flyouts and hit the 3rd batter. Brings up Kyler Zakowski.
Yeah, and if the trend holds here, we're going to see this batter get out, and Keel get right back on that dugout railing and cheer for the hitters in the bottom half of the inning.
It'll be 1-0 here. Second pitch from Keel. Misses the zone, 2-0 here. Keel, first time of the inning that he's fallen behind here. On first, fouled off, 2-1 there. Kind of front door him with the slider.
Yeah, trying to front door him, a pitch that kind of catches a lot of the heart of the plate. However, he kind of missed it just because of the pitches that he'd seen before. Wasn't really expecting that slider again, and he was able to foul it off. even though it's not really a pitch you want to throw if you're Keel right down the middle.
Great call by Hurd and Keel as that one's hit high into left field. And making the play, in fact, is the center fielder, young Goldsberg. That's the third out of the inning. Keel, 6 innings of work, only allowed 1 run. When he returns, it will be Musey, Hurd, and Quinn for Menlo Park. Welcome in here, bottom of the 6th. It'll be Musey, Hurd, and Quinn to the plate for the Legends, as well as a new pitcher, first righty of the day for Sonoma, Chris Albee. First pitch, ball 1 to Musey. Last time around, Musey reached on the single. Another weird release there from Albee.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of weird releases on both sides with Keel, and now we saw Verwheel, and now we're seeing Albee. Obviously, Destin Allen Fox, too, a little bit funky. But usually you see guys coming in from this angle have a lot of sink on their fastball, and you're seeing it so far from Albee.
1-1 pitch goes to the backstop, brings it up to 2-1 here.
And so far, this guy's kind of reminding me a little bit of Richard Keel, a guy that comes in from down under, a guy that pitches east-west with sinker sliders. We saw a slider right there.
It'll be 2-1 here to Musey. The Brown product fouls that one off to even it up at 2-2.
And with guys like this, you really, as a hitter, you're trying to see the ball up. And what I mean by that is you're trying to see the ball at the top of the zone. Usually guys with sink, those balls at the top of the zone are going to run right into your barrel. At the bottom of the zone, they're going to be ground balls, and that's where you got to be really weary of right here as you're facing Albie.
2-2 pitch, hit off, foul. Good piece of hitting there by Musi, but just foul. Count remains 2-2. Just got Verwheel's one inning pitch, gave up 0 runs, 0 hits, walked 1, but struck out 3 on 19 pitches. Good inning of work there for the reliever. It'll be the 2-2 pitch once again to Musi. Comes, hitting the opposite field, gets past the second baseman for a leadoff single. Musi reaches base once again.
That's a pitch on the outside part of the plate, and Musi did not try to do too much, poking it over the second baseman's head right there, getting the single to lead off the inning.
Musi for Brown
Number 44, Caleb Hurd.
has some speed at first. Stole 5 bases in 3 games, as well as starting 3 games for the Ivy League school. There's a couple stolen bags as well this summer for Menlo, as that'll be a massive swing and miss there from Hurd, 0-1.
And like we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Musi's a guy that hasn't really played that much, so maybe you're going to see him take off at some point. Maybe catch the eyes of Chris DeBoo here, trying to get more playing time as the summer rolls on.
0-1 pitch. Musi goes, and he will be safe at second. A stolen bag for Logan Musi.
And that's stolen right there on the pitcher. It looks like Albie's kind of taking a little bit longer in his delivery to get the ball to the plate. Musi read that perfectly, gets the stolen base.
First of the day for Musi. As Hurd, count even the catcher. Played his freshman year at New Mexico. Sophomore year at Pima Community College in Arizona. And then, now returning to New Mexico for his junior season, as the count is 2-1 here. So as the reliever comes in, the new pitcher, obviously, how tough is it for you as the new reliever to give up a hit to the leadoff man?
It really hurts your confidence. I mean, you're in the bullpen, you're feeling good about yourself, especially if you're down there throwing strikes. You're feeling really good about yourself, and then right off the gate, the leadoff hitter gets a single. It hurts you a little bit, and then the stolen base is what really gets in your head if you're the pitcher.
Runner in scoring position, 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. For the Legends, pitch comes, and will be looked at for ball 3, loads up the count 3-2.
And what's really curious here about this pitcher, Albie, is that you see the second baseman Elijah Ramos kind of creeping back, trying to get his attention, maybe get a pickoff attempt, and it doesn't really look like he's paying too much attention to the runner at second. If I'm Musi here, I'm reading that and I'm taking off.
Full count pitch, Musi extended lead. As that will be a walk to Hurd. So, 2 batters face. First one got a hit, second one walked. It'll be runners at first and second.
Now
Nobody out here
shortstop, number 7, Joshua Quinn.
for Joshua Quinn.
And this would be a good situation to get Quinn's bat going a little bit. He's kind of been scuffling at the plate at times now, especially lately. 2 runners on base, nobody out. Looking for him to do some damage here.
Quinn was walked last time around, showing bunt. As the defense makes the adjustment, pitcher steps off the mound. Now, the infield kind of knows what to expect. Which goes, pulls it back for ball 1. Is there potentially a bit of a thought process there to maybe kind of show the bunt and then switch to a hit?
Yeah, and I was thinking the exact same thing, Nate, right there. The first baseman's especially creeping in a lot. Third baseman is as well, but not as much. I would think maybe a slash situation here, trying to blow up an infielder.
Bunt comes, stays, goes foul. In fact, great bunt there by Quinn, but just crosses the line, brings the count to 1-1.
Yeah, like you said, a great bunt by Quinn right there. It doesn't look like the turf field is playing too much to the bunt, especially since we haven't seen the Legends really take advantage of the bunt too much. Obviously, Cali Collegiate play, you don't see bunts that often, but the Legends especially have been really off the bunts.
And it makes sense. Turf field, pretty unique for Menlo Park. Albee finds himself 1-1, 2 on, nobody out here to Quinn. Ooh, it's that one up. Got it hustled back as Musi, who makes it back in time. That's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and the umpire's calling the infield fly rule right there, so an automatic out. Quinn is out on the base paths. Musi, I think I like that thinking, trying to take third base, especially on the slow pitch, but unfortunately for him, Quinn hits the ball in the air and isn't able to advance the runner.
Now another USF man to the plate, Nicholas Walsh.
Nicholas Walsh.
For the Legends.
Yeah, and Walsh now with the righty up is hitting from the left side of the plate. We've seen this from Walsh where he switches over being a switch hitter.
Walsh for 2 on the day. Time to change his fortune here. First pitch from the righty, Albee, it's kind of the first time we've seen him look back to second and think about throwing there.
Yeah, the first time we've really seen him acknowledge the runner on second base, Musi. And that's good for the base runner, Musi, as well. Finally getting his attention, maybe getting in his head a little bit. Looking for him to make a mistake here to Walsh and get an RBI.
It makes sense you see that then after a stolen base attempt by Musi. And with the previous batter, first pitch to Walsh, misses his own 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Misses the zone again. 2-0, maybe, as you mentioned, in the pitcher's head.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same exact thing, Nate. You see him go 2 balls that miss pretty far off the plate. If I'm Nick Walsh right now, I'm thinking he's going to throw me a cookie right down the middle. I'm swinging, and I'm getting an RBI.
2-0 pitch from Albee. Misses the zone, 3-0. Maybe had a bit of a temptation there. That's kind of where you like it as from the left-hand side, low and in. But misses the zone, 3-0.
That's right in your wheelhouse, but that's a good spit by Nick Walsh right there, making it 3-0, potentially loading the bases here on the next pitch.
I wouldn't expect to swing here on the 3-0 pitch, and that misses the zone. 4 pitches, 4 balls. Walsh loads the bases with the walk for Rice and Ujimori. We might be getting
number 1, Ryson Ujimori.
A visit here to Chris Albee, who is he's only gotten 1 out here. Bases loaded. Has struggled here against the back end of the Legends lineup to get outs.
And I like this from the pitching coach Nunez, taking a slow time walking onto the mound. Maybe the heart's racing a little bit for Albee with the bases loaded, giving him a second to cool down, take a breath, and think about getting this next batter out, especially with a 9-hole hitter, maybe rolling up a double play for them.
The 9-hole hitter will be Ujimori. Walsh could be a tough out at second if it was a double play ball. Stolen 3 bags this summer for the Legends.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Walsh has a lot of speed, but you might see a little bit more of an inclination for the infielders to try that, even with the speed because of the sinker baller that you have on the mound. You're going to see potentially a lot of ground balls here with him.
Walsh has stolen 3 bags this summer for the Legends. That places him 3rd on the team. As Nunez leaves the mound, Albee looking to get the final 2 outs of a 6. Bases loaded. Legends looking to extend their lead. First pitch to Ujimori, misses 1-0. And just as we saw the mound visit to Keel, and then Keel throws out a strike first pitch, Albee does the opposite. First pitch was a ball.
And that's really frustrating as a pitching coach. You just went out, talked to him, took your slow time, and he doesn't really respond to that immediately. But sometimes pitchers are weird. They won't respond immediately to that.
1-0 piece, then to right field. Ujimori, 1 run will score. The other will head home. No, holds up at 3rd. Good call there by the third base coach, Gordon, who I think he's had a fantastic day. This is not usually where you find him, but he's done a great job in the new position. It's now 4-1 here. Bases loaded after the single from Ujimori.
And it looks like they're going to make a pitching change here. Going back to that hold from Cody Gordon, it sounded a lot like the Menlo Park coaches were pretty frustrated with themselves about sending Jordan Crawford against the Walnut Creek Crawdads to end that game. So seeing them a little bit more conservative here on the base paths.
Yeah, it definitely does make sense as we will be getting pitching change here. Albi's day is done. Giving up one of the runs so far will be responsible of his. There could be more when we return. Pitching change here for the Stompers. Legends have already scored one. Can they do more? Find out after this.
34 on the rubber.
Welcome back in here, bottom of the sixth. New pitcher into the game. It'll be Dylan Burke. Fourth pitcher for the Stompers, another righty.
And Hayden Jung Goldberg, a really tough day at the plate so far. 2 strikeouts. But if I'm him, I'm not putting that in my head right now. Bases are loaded. It's time to cash in. It's time to turn my day around. Potentially get a couple RBIs on board here.
This will be young Goldberg's first time facing a righty all day. That definitely gives the advantage to him as the lefty as he looks at that one 1-0. Albi's line on the day only pitched 1/3 of an inning. Responsible for every run on the plate. So far, 1 earned. Gave up 2 hits, 2 walks on 21 pitches. So the 1 pitch to young Goldberg. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ties it up. Burke. Taller guys you'll see on the mound for the Stompers, 6'6", 215. JUCO ball at Sacramento Community College.
He's a taller guy, but he looks like he gets down the mound pretty well, so not necessarily using that to his advantage as a pitcher.
Hit hard, hit the batter. So this is an interesting scenario here. A run will score. So it'll be 5-1.
Yeah, and Ujimari is immediately out, and that pauses everybody on the base path. So there's going to be runners at the corners, I believe. And no, they're going to say that everyone's going to go back.
So it'll stay 4-1 here. That the second out of the inning? I would think so.
Now batting, right fielder Evan Bilter.
Yeah, that's a strange calling from the umpires right there. Usually you just see the run score.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not seeing any contention from Chris DeBoo.
Yeah, DeBoo not really coming out this time, so assuming he agrees with this call here.
So it'll be Evan Bilter to the plate, who swings and misses at that one, 0-1.
Yeah, 90 miles an hour right there from Burke. Some of the firmest stuff we've seen, especially with Richard Keel on the other side, going with the slow stuff, and now we're seeing a little bit more firmer stuff from the Stompers bullpen.
1-0 here to Bilter. Hit! And in the shallow outfield will be the third out of the inning. On a weird way to end the inning. Could have been so much more for the Legends, who leave bases loaded. One run comes across the plate. It'll be 4-1 entering the top of the seventh. Welcome in here, top of the seventh. Comes a new pitcher for the Legends. Keel's day is done after 101 pitches, 6 innings. Only 1 earned run, struck out 8, walked 2, 4 hits. Into the game now is Michael Taylor.
Yeah, new pitcher Taylor. You're going to see a lot of similar stuff, although a lot firmer. Sinker, slider, changeup for him.
It'll be 1-0 here to Brinson. Pitch. Hit. And tracking back is the second baseman, Ujimori, for a quick out 1. Great start to the day for Michael Taylor.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 1, Trent Abel.
As that brings up Trent Abel. Been a bit of a problem man recently, as 2 consecutive singles, both of them against Keel. This is his first time facing Taylor, who definitely has a bit, as you mentioned, firmer stuff. That one's high, ball 1.
And 90 on the gun right there for Taylor. The movement looks pretty similar to Keel. It might be a tough read for these Stompers hitters.
Taylor this season been a fantastic reliever for the Legends. That one hits hard. Making the play. Oh, just unlucky. It'll be an error for the 9-hole hitter, Abel, who reaches base a third consecutive time. Taylor now under some pressure as the lead-up hitter comes back around. It'll be scary.
Now batting, right fielder, number 30, Jack Scary.
So now here, Taylor, the Santa Clarita native, pitches for LA Mission College. First pitch to Scary is high, ball one. And usually when we see Abel reach base, Scary does so right after. It's been a bit of a trend here for the Stompers.
Yeah, a bit of a trend. And if I'm Michael Taylor right now, I'm thinking sinker, sinker, sinker to get those two guys out.
And goes to it right there, evens the count up at 1-1. 88. My God, that is almost... We've seen some of Keel's sinkers down at 78. That's 10 miles an hour faster than what these Stompers hitters were previously seeing, as that is pieced off in the right field foul line. 1-2.
And what makes this Legends bullpen kind of lethal at times is that they have a lot of different looks. I mean, you go from Richard Keel to Michael Taylor. You have guys like Dawson Raddick and Robbie Souter in the bullpen. A lot of different arm angles going on here for the Legends.
So it'll be 1-2 here. So the leadoff man, Scary, as that one is high, almost hits him. 2-2 evens it up. Taylor had 53 strikeouts in 44 innings of work for LA Mission College. So over a strikeout an inning. Pitch 2-2, hit to second. He will be out at second, going to first for the double play to end the seventh. A great start. It'll be 4-6-3. Legends keep their 4-1 lead entering the seventh inning stretch. It'll be Felch, Finney, and Musey for Menlo Park.
That'd be really embarrassing.
Welcome in here, bottom of the seventh. It'll be the new first baseman, Dom Avila, younger brother of JP, who's having a bit of an off day here. Avila will be facing Dylan Burke, who got out of a 6 with no damage done. Now looking to carry that momentum into the bottom of the seventh. 1-0 here to Avila. Avila this season hasn't had a lot of action. Only 1 hit and 4 at-bats, 250 average.
Yeah, and part of that has been because Avila's kind of been Chris Tabu's guy to plug in late in games at first base, to play defense, a Gold Glove first baseman at Kenyatta last year.
Definitely something that he prides himself on. A good defensive first base room in general. A lot of these guys, I talked to them before the season began, and that's what they were telling me. That's what they really think of themselves as defensive first basemen. Avila, no exception. As you mentioned, the Gold Glove this past year for Kenyatta, but also did pretty well for them offensively. 252 average, including 10 doubles and 3 home runs. As he awaits the 2-1 pitch from Burke. Hitting to opposite field, drifting foul, and caught out for the first out of the inning. That will be left fielder Carter making the play.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 29, Emmett Finney.
Brings up another younger guy in the Legends lineup, Emmett Finney. Both of these guys entering their sophomore year at college. Finney this time from the right side of the plate. First pitch comes and looked at for strike 1. Finney, a 376 average this past year for Chabot College. Has some pop on the bat as well. OPS of 1,141. As that almost hits him. Count is now 1-1.
Yeah, and Finney, a product of usual Legends third base coach Frank Matthews, who's unfortunately not here today, but really good for him to stay with his hitting coach throughout the summer, getting his reps in here with the Legends, and continuing to get better.
A few Chabot guys on the roster, including Nicholas Walsh, who just wrapped up a year there. Great play by the third baseman, and Finney will be out. Great play by Tyler Hawley to get the second out of the inning. Flashing the glove there. Great play by Hawley.
Now batting, left fielder, number 23, Logan Musey.
And it looked like Finney didn't really run that out completely, as it looks like Josh Nickoloff, the first base coach, is maybe giving him a hard time for kind of dogging it out of the box.
Yeah, but I don't know if he was beating that throw. It was a great play by Hawley to get the second out of the inning. Brings up Logan Musey, who gotten a couple hits this game. He's been pretty solid for Legends as he hits that one. Fielded by the shortstop for the third out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Legends. Score remains 4-1 as we enter the top of the 8th. Legends looking to keep control of the game. Welcome in here, top of the 8th. Michael Taylor remains on the mound after a fantastic 7th. Got some help from the field. Forced the double play. Looking to do more of that here in the 8th. As it'll be 2, 3, and 4 here for Sonoma. Rossi, Ramos, and Hawley. First sinker gets away from him, 1-0. Kind of were mentioning Taylor, guy who can go longer for you in the game. Maybe Chris DeBow thinking he can go 3 innings here to get the close.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Chris is thinking here. A guy who was a starter at LA Mission College, a guy that has experience going a little bit longer in the games. He's done it a couple of times for the Legends, although last time out it was only 1 inning, but he was also the closer in that game, so maybe seeing Michael Taylor will be the last pitcher for the Legends here today.
1-1 pitch. Finds his own, looking 1-2. Great pitch there by Taylor.
Yeah, it's the big sweepy slider that we see Taylor and Richard Keel both employ. That one catches the outside corner right there.
Yeah, exact same mix as Keel, but very different, a lot firmer. That slider is the speed of Keel's sinker. Is the leadoff man Rossi goes down swinging. Strikeout number 1 for Taylor.
Now batting, second baseman, number 41, Elijah Ramos.
That brings up the 3-0 hitter Elijah Ramos.
Stompers look like they got somebody warming up in the bullpen. It looks like right-hander Dylan Goff down there. Looks like we might be seeing the end of the day for Burke on the other side.
Who was pretty solid for 1 2/3. The first pitch is high, 1-0. It was a sinker there that just couldn't find the zone. Second pitch of the at-bat to Ramos. Finds the zone this time, evens it up, 1-1. As you, I don't know if you can hear it, but we certainly can. Keel in the dugout giving encouragement to the man who relieved them. Taylor looking here, 1-1 pitch. Misses his own, 2-1. Taylor, one of his strengths, he's really good at limiting home run balls. Only allowed 3 in 44 innings at LA Mission College.
And you'll see a lot of that with sinker guys that keep the ball on the ground.
Forcing groundouts, yeah.
Forcing a lot of groundouts, and that's something that Taylor and Richard Keel before him have done a lot of today.
Taylor, one of 2 guys from Santa Clarita who went to West Ranch High School, along with Robbie Sauter, another LA Mission College guy. 3-1 pitch, and that will be a 1-out walk to Ramos. Brings up Tyler Hawley to the plate.
Now batting, third baseman, number 32, Tyler Hawley.
Ramos. He's got some speed at first. 4 stolen bags on the year. That leads the team, in fact. I wouldn't be surprised to see he'll be coming out aggressive here with the Stompers down by 3 in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, especially with a sinker baller on the mound. We saw Taylor induce the ground ball double play to end the last inning. I'm thinking Elijah Ramos is probably going to take off at some point during this at-bat.
Taylor looking to repeat how he ended the 7th. 0-1, swinging, great sinker there. Brings the count to 0-2.
And that's a big hack from Tyler Hawley right there. A pitch that was right down the middle, and he just swings right over it because of the sinking action on the fastball.
Last time Hawley faced the Legends, he hit a home run off a Keel. So far, yet to reach base. 0-2 pitch, swinging! Strikeout number 2 on the inning for Taylor. And a big one at that.
And that's the second time we've seen Hawley chase that slider on the other batter's box. Chased it on Richard Keel, and now chases it again with Michael Taylor on the mound.
Yeah, that is Hawley's second strikeout of the day. Struck out on the 1st, and now struck out on the 8th. Brings up A.J. Carter, the lefty. Reached base once on a walk. Also struck out earlier in the game. And looks at that one for a strike. 0-1 to Carter, the CSM Bulldog, who fouls that one off to the backstop, 0-2.
And this is one of the points where you really hope your bullpen down in the right field side was paying attention to the game. Or maybe Richard Keel gave Michael Taylor the scouting report on this batter. 2 times he swung and missed over a big sweepy slider down inside.
See if Taylor goes to that pitch again. 1-2. Gets some changeup to end the inning. Taylor strikes out 3 in the 8th. When he returns, it will be Hurd, Quinn, and Walsh for the Legends, who look to get some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. Welcome in here, bottom of the 8th. Legends up 4-1 over the Stompers. Will be Caleb Hurd, Quinn, and Walsh against the new man, Dylan Goff.
Yeah, and Goff has really been the Stompers' go-to guy at the back end of games. We saw him last time against the Legends, came out 2 innings and got the save in Sonoma's win over in Sonoma.
First pitch, strike, 0-1 here to Hurd. It will be Hurd, Quinn, and Walsh. For the Legends, 0-1 pitch comes, fouled off, 0-2.
Yeah, and Goff's going to feature some of the firmer stuff we've seen all day, 90 on that last pitch, 91 on the first pitch. So a little bit of an adjustment here as we've seen a little bit of slower stuff on the other side.
Burke's line, pitched 1 2/3 innings, that is hit. Foul. Excuse me, strike 3 called.
No.
What?
Line drive called.
It's a line drive, excuse me, I wasn't paying attention there. It was the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 7, Joshua Quinn.
It'll be Josh Quinn up.
And that was a
For the
good piece by the
Legends.
batter right there. 96 miles an hour off the bat. Tyler Hawley just kind of sticks his glove out and makes the catch right there.
Great play by the third baseman. First pitch to Quinn. On the zone, 0-1. As I was saying, Burke pitched 1 2/3, 0 earned, only allowed 1 hit, walked nobody, struck out nobody on 13 pitches, really relying on his defense there to get the outs.
Yeah, and you're going to see that with a lot of guys, like we said previously. Burke, a guy with a little bit of sink on his fastball, gets a lot of ground balls, and like you said, uses his defense pretty well.
As Quinn gets rung up there looking. Strike 3 to the shortstop, brings up Nicholas Walsh.
And that's great pitching right there by Dylan Goff. Goes outside with the fastball, inside with the fastball, back outside, freezes Josh Quinn right there for the strikeout.
It'll be Walsh, the hitter here for Legends, digging in from the left side of the plate once again. First pitch, swinging, fouled off, 0-1. I mean, as you kind of said earlier, pitcher Goff been one of their go-to guys late in, and for a good reason, hasn't allowed a run all year. As that will be hit to the second baseman, Ramos, for the third out of the inning. Legends go down 1-2-3 when we return. Menlo Park looks to close out Sonoma, up 4-1. It'll be Micah Taylor looking to get the final 3 outs. The Legends are 3 outs away from getting back into the win column here against the Sonoma Stompers. Michael Taylor ending his 3rd inning of work. Struck out 3 in the 8th. As that is hit foul. 0-1. To Lazart. So it'll be Lazart, Zakowski, and Brinson for the Stompers, who are looking to get themselves back into the game. Going to be tough against Taylor, one of the better pitchers on the Legends staff. That one misses 1-1. You're kind of getting at Taylor, 1.29 ERA. Been a guy that DeBow really likes to go to at the end of the games. Saw him close out a game in his last appearance. Now in the 9th inning once again. 2-1 pitch. Misses 3-1. Unlucky there for Taylor.
Yeah, that's a pitch that's really close right there, and Taylor just does not get the call.
3-1 now to Lazark. Santa Clara product. And teammate of Legends' own Dylan Joyce gets rung up there for strike 2. That'll be a full count to the first batter at the top of the 9th. At the end of the day, it is important to get this first out. You don't want to let the leadoff man on. And gets him there, front door. Strikeout to start the 9th. Legends now 2 outs away from the win.
That's a beautiful pitch right there by Michael Taylor. Does not look like the batter Lazark was very happy with that call, but definitely the right call right there by the umpire, getting the first strikeout of the day for Michael Taylor.
We've been seeing it all day. It's been the front door slider, getting a lot of Ks here for the Legends. Now to Zakowski, first pitch. In the zone, 0-1. And going to the sinker. 89 on the gun, entering his 3rd inning of the work, still has some gas left in the tank. 0-1 pitch. The front door of the slider there, that time called for ball 1.
Yeah, went back to it. Pitch that just barely misses, but it's a good idea by Michael Taylor. Goes to the outside fastball, then inside with the slider. I would expect to see some hard stuff here from him.
1-1. And goes to the hard stuff. Excuse me, that was a
Your attention, please, for Sonoma pinch hitting number
miss,
5,
2-1.
Sebastiani.
It's a slider there from Taylor. Taylor, 2-1. Zakowski, who hits that one high in the right field. 2 tracking back, and the play unable to be made. Unlucky there for the Legends. So it'll be a 1-out double.
Yeah, and I can imagine manager Chris DeBoo is not too happy there with Evan Bilcher trying to lay out, make that play. We saw it the other day where the Legends outfielders were laying out for balls, and they missed them twice. And we kind of chimed in a little bit at the end of the post-game talk between the Legends team, and it sounded like DeBoo didn't want them to make those type of plays if they didn't absolutely think they were going to make it.
Caleb Hurd heads to the mound to talk things over with Taylor. Kind of going to start warming up in the Legends bullpen. Taylor looking to get things done here. That's the first extra base hit all day, and it comes in the top of the 9th. First pitch to the catcher, Brinson. And that misses the zone, 1-0.
Yeah, and that's Dawson Raddick down there in the bullpen for the Menlo Park Legends. It does not look like he's throwing awfully hard, so maybe just getting loose here. It does look like Michael Taylor's DeBoo's guy right now.
No reason not to. Taylor has looked great through 2 1/3. Now with pressure on him with a runner at second. Doesn't get the call there, 2-0. In my opinion, this is an important out to get here for Brinson, as it'll be Abel and Scary up afterwards. 2 guys that have been giving you trouble all day.
Yeah, 2 guys that have been giving you trouble, and this is the 8-hole hitters, the bottom of the lineup. You really want to be able to minimize with these guys especially.
Sinker in the zone, 2-1. 89 there from Taylor. Brinson this year hasn't had a lot of action. Or the Stompers, and thanks to that one there for ball 3. It is now 3-1. Hitters count to the catcher out of Azusa Pacific. Pitch. Finds his own. Like 2. That's now a couple times we've seen Stompers hitters thinking they got the walk, and instead it was rolled a strike.
Yeah, and the home plate umpire today has been really favorable to that outside corner, so if I'm Michael Taylor right now, I'm going right back to it.
3-2 here to Brinson. 1 on, 1 out. And gets the swing and miss. Another strikeout for Taylor.
Yeah, and that's set up by the previous pitcher. Called strike on the outside. Taylor goes right back to it. Hitter needs to defend right there, and he swings right over it.
5th of the day for Taylor for 2 2/3. Keel and Taylor absolutely raking for the Legends, as it'll be the final out to the plate. Trent Abel, who has proven to be a tough man to get out, fouls that one off 0-1. Has reached base every at bat. This is his 4th time through the order, twice on a single, once on an error. 0-1 to the shortstop. Hit opposite field again, 0-2. He's been really liking that opposite field side.
Yeah, it looks like he's a hitter that kind of likes to poke the ball the other way. Like you said, Abel's been kind of a tough out for the Legends today. I wonder if that's maybe the pitchers. It's a 9-hole hitter. I don't really think he's going to do too much, and maybe letting their guard down, and so far Abel's taking advantage.
0-2, 2 outs. Swinging, that's the ball game. Strikeout number 6 on the day for Taylor, which ends the game. It's a 4-1 lead for the Legends. Keel gets the win. Save goes to Taylor. Just an excellent day for the pitching staff, huh?
Yeah, excellent day for the pitchers. They were able to limit the hits, limit the walks, more importantly, is what I saw today.
That has been a struggle all year for the Legends.
Struggle all year for the Legends, certainly, and today they were able to mitigate. Only 1 run on the board for the Stompers, looking to continue this next time they go out and play.
So we'll be back here tomorrow for a legacy game against Bergovich Honors. Off day Saturday. And then June 30th, a doubleheader for the Legends and Legacy. At 12, it'll be the Stompers against the Legends, and then it'll be Berkovich taking on the Legacy. In between, the Legends will be traveling to Walnut Creek to take on the Crawdads twice. Looking to get some revenge on them after Sunday's loss. We hope you join us tomorrow night for the 5 o'clock first pitch between the Legacy and Berkovich. For Victor Martinez, I've been Nate Martin.